puppy. Good morning. Good morning. My, what big teeth you have. Yes, you do. There's Pearl. Pearl, what are you doing? Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. There's my Pearl. There's my Pearly girl. Hey, girls. All right. Time to talk to everybody. Good morning. It's Barbara here. It's Monday. Oh, August 10th. Dennis's birthday. I wished him a happy birthday and took him his tea. So he's a happy camper. He's up reading his Twitter feed, drinking his tea. It's a bright day today. I'm not seeing any clouds. As soon as I say that, there's going to be one, but I don't have to see anything. It's been muggy. It's been hot and muggy in the middle of the afternoons lately, but the evenings have cooled down and not felt quite so humid, and so we've been out on our deck. Had our dinner on our deck last night. We have just done everything that we're going to do, I believe, to celebrate Dennis's birthday. I brought him his tea in bed. We're going to ignore it. Christy sent her birthday wishes last night. I told him after I hung up. And she said, I'll text him tomorrow. I said, okay, good. When I was going through my phone looking for pictures from our Amazon trip, I didn't have any left on my phone. I don't think I even had the same phone. I found a very cute picture of Isabel feeding the giraffe when she was less than 3, because it was before Sammy was born, so I don't know why I had that on my phone. But anyway, she was so cute. She loved to feed the giraffes. We had this wonderful little zoo not far from us, and when we watched her, we sometimes took her to the zoo and then took her home. It was a great zoo for a toddler. Perfect. And they had a feeding place to feed the giraffes, romaine lettuce, and giraffes loved her lettuce and tried to eat her hat because it was green. We had a great... That's why I bought the giraffe embroidery cross stitch for her, because at one time giraffes were her favorite animal. But now they're Sammy's, so it works out perfectly. Haven't done any cross stitch in a long time. Yesterday was Sunday again, and Christy and I had our crafting together time, and that was fun. She has a new setup. She's going to be starting a YouTube channel. She's an extrovert, and this corona has not been her friend, being in lockdown. And now Rich has to actually go into work. So she's home during the day by herself. They're going to be completely online. She teaches at a small university in Mississippi. The Mississippi University for Women. And her classes this coming semester are going to be all online, which is good. And they've compressed their semester somewhat. They're starting a week early and they're ending at Thanksgiving. So they are doing what they can, trying to figure it out like everybody else. I'm really glad I don't have school-age children to try to organize. I saw Rebecca from the Mean Girls posted, I think she posted it on Instagram. Well, I guess I'm not sure if it was Instagram or Facebook. I follow her both places. And she said that the minimum school age by law was you have to have your kids in school when they're 8. So she disenrolled her 4-year-old and her 6-year-old and said they're not coming to school this year. You can't just learn a 4-year-old on a computer or a 6-year-old.
That's not what it's for. That's not why your 6-year-old is in school. Your 6-year-old is in school to learn how to behave in society and learn how to be with people, and you know, you don't need a formal curriculum that you have to follow. So I guess I'll mention that to the kids. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but Rebecca's home during the day. Jason and Allison are both working. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know what they're gonna do. But so the start of the story, oh my God, I'd forget my head, as they say, if it weren't screwed on. I sent Isabel a picture of herself feeding the giraffe when she was little on. We are now on Messenger Kids together, and so I messengered her this picture, and so we got on, and I got to see her and talk to her yesterday. And I saw a corner of Sammy's hair. So we were talking a little while, and her plans for yesterday was they were going school shopping. I don't know. Are you going to be able to go to school? Are you going to, you know, is the plan for you to go to school, or are you going to, you know, be home? You know, are you going to actually go to your new school? She said, I don't know. I don't think so. She hasn't learned her teacher's name yet either, so I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, but she's going school shopping. I said, oh, well, what are you going to buy for school shopping? And she said, shoes and backpack. And I'm thinking, if you're not going to school, what do you need a backpack for? I didn't say that. Every kid needs a new backpack at the beginning of the year. We used to put together some backpacks for kids who were pretty much homeless. When I was working, we helped a local group who were helping people who were living like in motel rooms and things. And we, you know, did Christmas presents for the kids, and we did back to school backpacks for the kids, and, you know, holiday dinners and, you know, that kind of stuff. So the kids could have new backpacks for school, because every kid needs a backpack, apparently. Although the latest studies in education say that homework actually doesn't help and isn't good. That kids need time to, you know, just process and that sending home all this homework is not good for the kids. I don't know. And when they're home all the time and you're sending them assignments, I don't know. Jason, you know, at the end of the year last year was kind of going crazy because Isabel was in a daycare situation essentially all day, and then he would she and he would get home at like 3 o'clock, and she'd have 4 hours of work to do. They had 4 hours of work to do with her every day. So education in the time of coronavirus. It's too bad. It's too bad. Anyway, good morning. It's actually pretty nice out here. I'm drinking my coffee. This is my giant mug I got at the Arts Festival a couple years ago. And I thought it might be big enough to, because I'm having my ghee coffee, and big enough to froth. Almost. If it were another ½ an inch, it would be big enough. So I will have to come up with a froth container. My second cup of coffee, I used the cocktail shaker I mentioned, and that worked in terms of size, but it was metal, and so it got really hot. And I had to, you know. So maybe it's just that in conjunction with my new oven mitt. Did I tell you I found an oven mitt that I made and forgot? Apparently I had made another oven mitt. I think I had some idea I was going to give them away, but I can't now because they're all in the drawer being used. But anyway, I found when I was cleaning up my living room, I found an oven mitt. I hadn't felted it. I just knit it and kind of, you know, put it away to felt it with all the other ones, and then I forgot I had knit it. It's all right. I was able to just throw it in a load of towels, and it turned out perfectly good. I could use that with my shaker. And that would work. But we'll come up with something. Because I don't think the ghee breaks my fast. And I like the ghee coffee better than black. And I need something with taste because I have it after my cod liver oil, which I talked about yesterday. So you will not be seeing me take my first sip of coffee in the morning anymore. I'm sorry. Because I need something right away after. Unless you watch me take my cod liver oil. Nah, I don't think we want to do that on the internet. Thank you for all your kind words about my jewelry that I made. I have these little gold people. I don't know, I don't have my glasses on if you can tell, but it's a little girl and a little boy. These were gifts. I think they were either from my daughter or my friend Linda. I've been friends with Linda for a very long time, and she gave me lots of earrings over the years. And I've been friends with my daughter a very long time, too. Longer. But my jewelry yesterday, I felt very dressed up yesterday with my hair done with my blow dryer and my jewelry with just wearing a necklace. I mean, you know, and I wore different shoes. I didn't wear my sneakers, and I felt dressy all day. I felt all dressed up like I, you know, could go somewhere. I walked the dog. I looked good walking the dog. But it was nice. It felt good. This haircut has made a huge difference in how I feel, I have to say. I guess my hair was really getting me down. I'm a little sorry I made my appointment for so long. I made it for 8 weeks just because, you know, I just don't necessarily want to go to the hairdresser every month during Corona because, you know, everything you do puts you in jeopardy a little bit. But, well, we'll see. It'll be a test. See how it, you know, how it grows out in 8 weeks, and then whatever. But I felt good yesterday, and thank you for the compliments. I appreciated it very much. And so yesterday I did not do what I said I was going to do, and today I've decided I'm not going to tell you what my plans are for the day because it feels like I really do, like, I'm not sure if it's just I get ornery and I don't want to do it because I said I was going to do it, or it could be that I seem to be resisting podcasting in the time of coronavirus. I mean, I think I've only done 2, maybe 3 podcasts at the time of coronavirus, and this will be number 142, vlog number 142, so it's been a long time, which is 4 months, more than 4 months since I started this, and I've only done 2 podcasts, maybe 3, but still, there's a spider web right next to my head. So I feel like I have some resistance to doing a podcast, and I'm not sure why, because I don't, you know, obviously not resisting talking to you guys, and podcasting is still talking to you guys. So it's just more formal when I'm liking the informal, I guess. But I know there are people out there who like podcasts who aren't watching the vlogs, which I completely understand. And it's a way to show in a longer form, show my stuff, but I feel like finishing that sweater is the trigger for doing a podcast, so I didn't work on my sweater yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to work on it today, and I'm not going to podcast today for sure. But I'm working my way up to it, so I'm going to be podcasting sometime this week, but it won't be today. and because I just have to do the neckband and the buttons on the sweater, and I'll be done. I even wove in all the ends except that new end. In fact, it's new 2 ends because, of course, whenever you take knitting out and you re-knit it, it's never the same. You never use exactly the same amount of yarn, and I was short by a foot of yarn, I guess. And so I had to. So I have 3 ends to weave in instead of 1, but that's okay. But I wove in all the other ends, and I'm thinking about how to attach the buttons. The buttons are flat, round ceramic buttons with 4 holes, or 2 holes, I'm not sure, 4 or 2. But they're not shank buttons, they're flat, and so you're going to see the yarn. So I think I'll put them on with yarn, but I might try to include some very strong thread in there too. And I bought a package of clear shank buttons. And I think I got those when I made my Washington Square, because I had the Washington Square sweater I have is Cascade Echo, so it's a bigger thread yarn. It's a worsted or Aran weight yarn, and it's kind of a loose gauge in the end. And I was putting big buttons on it, and I was worried about sewing the buttons on, so I got some clear shank buttons. You can get a package of like 200 of them or something in a little box. They're in like the people, I'm sure they're assuming kids are going to use them for crafts or something. But anyway, they're small clear shank buttons, and I have those behind my big buttons on the other side. So when you open my sweater and look carefully, you can see there are clear buttons on the backs that go, so that those heavy buttons are not sewn onto the yarn itself of the button band. It's through the yarn and into the shank button. So it's the size of the shank button that's holding the big buttons on the other side. I don't know if that makes any sense, and I will try to remember to bring my Washington Square down tomorrow and show you what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's a way to put a solid, to put a heavy button on without worrying about pulling on the yarn of the button band. And I may use that method for these buttons as well. And I will show you that when the time comes, which should be soon, but maybe not today. I mean, I'm not showing you today for sure, but I may not finish it today. I worked on my boxy when I was talking to Christy. And I was reading, and I played EverQuest with Dennis. And it was funny. I realized sometimes when I sit on the deck in the evening, we have our wine and our cheese or our dinner or whatever. I said, you know, I feel like I'm on vacation. It feels like vacation to me. I'm so lucky that this Corona lockdown sometimes feels like vacation, you know? I know for people are having such a hard time, and it's caused them so much grief, and our government, our legislators are so horrible. So, you know, people's unemployment, you know, their plus up ended a week ago. The moratorium on evictions ended. You know, we're going to come out of this coronavirus with 20 million people homeless. How do we do that as a country? I don't know. How do we do that? shut down the economy, and then when people, you know, the vast majority of Americans are living pretty much paycheck to paycheck. Stop the money. You're on your own, kids. I don't know. I have no words, but I do know that I'm very lucky that I'm not in that situation. And as tough as it is for Jason and Allison to try to figure out what they're going to do with the kids, they have their jobs as well. Although Allison works for the sheriff's department, county sheriff's department, so they've been working the whole time. Everyone was declared essential. They've been working the whole time. Jason he works for a company that refurbishes used cars, and, you know, for used car lots, things like that. You know, if nobody has any money, pretty soon they're going to close back down again like they did before. So who knows how that will work. Christy's school has figured it out, I guess, and so she'll just keep her job. So the kids are doing okay. My brother applied for unemployment back in April, I think, end of April, beginning of May. In Pennsylvania, hasn't gotten any money yet. Our governments are just so unprepared. They were so completely unprepared. I mean, they're barely functional in the best of times, our governments. And they were completely unprepared, and the people are paying. The people are paying through their hides. Oh, this is a happy one. Have I been talking for 20 minutes? Yes, I have. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm supposed to stop saying I'm sorry. Anyway, I do know how lucky I am, and I hope that you're in a place that's safe and, I was going to say warm, except it's in the United States, it's summer, so maybe not so warm. In a place that's keeping you safe, and that you can stay for a while, so that we can try to get this corona under control, because we're not doing so good here. Sorry for the bummer talk today. But anyway, I didn't sleep much. But my knee did not hurt me at all yesterday. In fact, after we got upstairs and were getting dressed for bed, Dennis said, "Oh, how was your knee today?" I said, "Oh shoot, I just walked up the steps and I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it all day. I had forgotten to take my pills, but the only reason I thought of taking them was because I had the start of a headache, and I thought, oh, I didn't take my pills today. Oh, and I have a little bit of a, I have a little bit of a headache. Oh, and I didn't take my pills. I'll take them now. I took them more for the headache than for the knee. And I, didn't sleep well last night, but I did not have the few little twinges I sometimes have by, my knee going a funny way or something, and just, I mean, it hasn't really hurt at night, but it just reminds me that I have a knee thing. Didn't do that last night, so it feels like the knee doing pretty good. And I just have to remember to not walk up the steps regular, and it'll do even better. So I think I'm on the mend. I think my knee's on the mend, so that's good. Did not bother it that I wore my other flats yesterday, but I didn't think it would, because I did put inserts in them, and my foot wasn't moving around at all, so that was good. So that's looking up. So things are looking up. Things are looking up. I said to Dennis, even when I don't sleep, at least I'm in a situation where it's okay if I don't sleep. I can relax. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to, I don't have to drive. my commute was so long. That was always the worry when I wasn't sleeping. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get up. I have to drive an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. Don't want to exaggerate. And it wasn't the going in that was the problem, because I can have a cup of coffee and that works. You know, it was the coming home after working all day. That's what, you know, and not sleeping the night before. That's what I was really worried about. So that's what I was really worried about. But I don't have to worry about that anymore. So I took a little video of the girls. This, you know, they're nowhere to be seen. I don't think you've seen them behind me either. They're in the house. It's warm in the sun today. So my coffee's gone, and I've talked too long, and I'm sorry if I was a downer today. But I have my happy people. More of my happy people. Yeah. And I'm not making any promises what I'm going to do today, so that I don't jinx myself or whatever I do. I don't know what that is. So I will say goodbye. I hope you are well. I hope you're feeling strong and that you're getting through this. I will talk to you tomorrow, and I'll try to be happier. I won't talk about the government. It'll be a happier conversation. Stay safe and stay safe.